Okay, so I'm making this video because it needs to be said what the Swift owner-operator program is really like. I'm sure like most of you, you've seen a lot of videos of drivers giving their feedback on it, and there's some good and some bad, but overall it's like a net positive. So, you know, they're saying even though you're going to deal with some BS here and there, at the end of the week you are going to be making money. And I've watched a lot of those videos, and that's kind of why I signed up for the program, and it just hasn't been quite what they say. So when you're talking to the recruiter, you know, one of the main things that you're going to talk about is how many miles you're going to get a week, and they say the average is about 2,500 miles a week, and so which means you're going to get 3,000 some weeks, 2,000 other weeks. That's completely false. I've been with them for about 4 months now, and my average is about 1,700 miles a week. Some weeks I get 600 miles. So it's just not even close to what they actually say. I think my best week ever was I made $3,400, which that was my second week, and I was pretty excited. However, the previous week I lost $180, and the week following that I lost $700, or $600 or $700. So what they say you're going to make and what you actually are going to make is completely different. On average, I'm making about $500 to $600 a week after all my bills are paid, or the truck bills, not even my bills at home. So there's a huge discrepancy between the two. So I believe the recruiters just kind of tell you, you know, they have a bunch of talking points that entice you to enroll in the program, and after that they don't care. You know, they probably get a commission for how many drivers they enroll per week, etc. So they have these talking points, and you know, they always say, well, if there isn't very good loads, you can always look up the load board and dispatch yourself. So and they don't really go into detail anything about the load board, so that you know, the load board is not the load board that Swift uses. It's a load board. It's a watered down version of the actual load board that has already been cherry picked through. All the good loads are gone. Any miles that you dispatch yourself on for deadhead, you don't get paid for that. So if you're sitting in an area for 24 hours, 36 hours, whatever, waiting for a good load, and you see something that's 300, 400 miles away, that's 1,000 mile plus load, you don't get paid for that deadhead. So don't think that dispatching yourself on these loads is going to be profitable. And for the most part, they're all very heavy loads. I mean, almost every single one is 4,400 or 44,000 pounds, and it's just not that profitable, especially if you consider some of the areas that these loads are offered in. And it's, not to say that Swift doesn't have good loads. I've seen some good loads here and there, and I've had a couple good loads, but they don't give them to the owner operators. They give them to their company drivers. Just for a scenario, my last load was a long haul load, and its long haul was 680 miles. I had talked to my driver leader and told her this is BS. I can't do this if I'm not getting paid for it. So they gave me this 680 mile load, which is considered long haul for them. I don't even understand how that math works out. But the load after that was 250 miles. The actual mileage was like 305, and it was under backcountry roads. You're driving 35 miles an hour a lot of the areas, and then the load right after that, they give me, I don't mind doing a short load as long as it repositions me to a better load, but the load out they give me after that is 190 miles paid, and the actual mileage is like 220. Not a huge discrepancy, but my driver leader kind of says that you get paid $1.35 a mile for the short loads and the $1.15 a mile for the long loads, and there's kind of like a tier system in between there. But these short loads, you get 200 miles paid, but you're actually driving 250, 260 miles. I had a short load. Well, I call it a short load. It was 704 miles. The actual mileage was 930 miles. So, like, really, that's 250, 225 miles, whatever, that I'm driving for free. And they won't dispatch you on a load that's, over 150 miles away. It basically forces you to dispatch yourself to find a better load. And it just, you're not getting paid for those deadhead miles, especially if you dispatch yourself. So don't be fooled. The actual mileage that you're going to receive is not even close to what the recruiters will tell you. Another thing that most people know is Swift trailers are junk. They blow tires, like 2 tires a month. I've picked up several trailers that are loaded at a shipper, and I've got 2 flat tires. I had one just the other day. The tire was off the rim. The air system was leaking profusely, and I had to fix that before I even left the shipper, or I'm going to sit there and wait for hours, 5-6 hours for roadside to come and fix it for me. So that's another huge problem with Swift. I don't know why they use recap tires that are 15 years old, but that's what they do. I don't know, just what they say and what you actually experience are 2 different things. To sum it up, I've been with Swift for 4 months. My bank account is a negative $30-something right now. My rent's past due. I'm slowly going in the hole. I don't have any money in savings. I'm not putting anything away for taxes right now. I'm trying to save up some money so I can pay off debt and put money away for taxes and all that stuff. It's just not happening. So, for an example, right now I have 32 hours left on my 70, and this isn't after a 34-hour reset. This is recap hours. So that's how underutilized my truck is being, me as a driver. So that's 32 hours of recap hours. That's ridiculous. Okay, and I've been sitting here for 20 hours waiting for a load. So, yeah, I would strongly urge you to find another carrier. Don't sign up for this Swift owner-operator program. It's just not what they say it is. And I see there's a lot of videos that explain the opposite. They give the positives and negatives, but it's a net positive. I can only surmise that these people are being paid by Swift in some way, because it just doesn't work. I've spoke to other owner-operators, and they're all pissed. They're just as pissed as I am. They haven't washed their truck in months because there's no point. They know they're going to turn it in soon. So I have just never talked to a happy Swift owner-operator. The company drivers, I just talked to one yesterday, and he said he gets $1,700 a week, every week. And I can, if I was getting $1,700 a week, I would be happy. But the truth is, I'm not. So it really seems like they give their company drivers the better loads, and then they just kind of give the owner-operators just kind of what's left over. And the proof is in the load board. It's, they talk it up like it's a big deal in the recruiting program, or the recruiters do, and it's absolute garbage. Like, there's no loads in your area. You'll have to drive 200-300 miles to pick something up. You'll go to places like Phoenix, which is my home terminal, and look for loads, and there's nothing. Like, that, it doesn't even make sense, because the trailer had, the yard will have 200 loaded trailers, and you can't pick up any of them. So yeah, I would strongly advise not to do it. You know, you're better off being a company driver, even though it kind of sucks. But what's worse is working for, 2 weeks straight and making $50. So that's where I'm at. I would strongly advise you to drill your recruiter a little bit more for information. But at this point, I'm looking into the cost of returning the truck and just going with another company. So yeah, not exactly what you see on everyone else's videos, but that's the honest truth. If anyone wants to dispute me on that, I've got piles of proof of how much BS that you'll deal with Swift, and don't recommend it.